Does it ever feel like there's just a non-stop storm of worries swirling around in your head? One worry chasing the next about your future, your family, your finances, even your faith. This constant cycle of what if is exhausting. What if I lose my job? What if my health gets worse? What if my kids go down the wrong path? This anxiety can feel like a heavy chain weighing you down, making it impossible to live a full life, and sometimes even weakening your connection with Allah. You try to just push the thoughts away, but they always come crawling back, each one louder than the last, leaving you feeling trapped in a prison of your own mind. But what if I told you there's a way out? Not just a temporary fix or a distraction, but a real lasting solution that comes from divine wisdom. I want to teach you that while these feelings are a normal part of being human, Islam gives us a powerful and practical toolkit to break free from anxiety's grip. I will show you practical Islamic steps you can start using today to dismantle this cycle of worry and finally get the peace your heart is searching for. This isn't about pretending your problems aren't there. It's about completely changing your relationship with them, and by doing that, finding a peace that doesn't depend on your circumstances. Before we can find the solution, we have to understand the problem from an Islamic angle. I find that too much worry often boils down to one simple thing: feeling like you have no control. We worry because we are desperately trying to manage a future that was never in our hands in the first place. We burn ourselves out mentally and spiritually, trying to write the next chapter of our lives, completely forgetting that the pen is held by Al-Qadir, the all-powerful. And Shaitan, our sworn enemy, loves to exploit this. He whispers doubts and blows our fears way out of proportion, making us focus on the absolute worst case scenarios, those what ifs that run through your mind. What if I fail? What if I get sick? What if I lose someone I love? Are often just whispers from Shaitan, designed to pull you away from the present moment and make you lose hope in Allah's mercy. Allah Himself warns us about this, telling us that the devil makes his friends afraid. So when you feel that crushing sense of dread about the future, you need to see it for what it is: a test of your faith and a trick from the enemy. The huge mindset shift I want to talk about is realizing that Allah has never ever burdened a soul with more than it can handle. When you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, it's often because you've picked up worries that Allah never meant for you to carry. You're worrying beyond your job description. The past is gone, and the future is unseen. The only thing you actually have is right now, this present moment, and that's where your focus needs to be. The first step to finding peace is to accept that ultimate control belongs to Allah alone. And that's not a sign of defeat. It's the ultimate freedom. It's the moment you stop fighting a battle you were never supposed to fight and instead turn to the one who has already guaranteed victory for the believers. The divine prescription, the faction masen chuman reku yuma bings quos 3 powerful practical steps. So now that we know where this anxiety comes from, what do we actually do about it? Let's get into the practical, real solutions I want to share with you, all based on the Quran and the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Step 1, the ultimate liberation, true tawakkul, trust in Allah. Perhaps the single most powerful antidote to anxiety is tawakkul, placing your complete and total trust in Allah. But tawakkul isn't just sitting back and doing nothing. It's not about staying home and just waiting for a miracle to happen. As I often clarify, real tawakkul is a two-step process, perfectly shown in the famous hadith. Tie your camel and then trust in Allah. Tying the camel means you have to do everything you can. If you're worried about an exam, you have to study your best. If you're worried about money, you have to look for good work and be smart with your budget. You use the brain, skills, and resources Allah gave you. You work hard, you plan, you do your part. Then comes the second and most important part. After you've tied your camel, you let go of the outcome. You say, Ya Allah, I've done everything I possibly could. The rest is in your hands. You literally transfer the burden of the result from your weak shoulders to the all-powerful Creator. This is where you find peace. You can sleep at night knowing you did your part, and now the best of planners is handling the rest. Overthinking won't change what's been decreed. Worrying won't add a single day to your life or a single dollar to your bank account. All it does is steal the peace that Allah wants for you right now. So work hard, tie your camel, and then free your heart by trusting Him completely. Step 2, the direct medicine, connecting with the Quran. When we're looking for cures for our stress and emotional pain, we often turn to everything except the one thing Allah has specifically called a shifa, a healing. I want to powerfully remind you that the Quran isn't just a guide, it's a direct medicine for what ails the heart, including sadness, stress, and anxiety. We're taught in a beautiful hadith to ask Allah to make the Quran the spring of our hearts, the remover of our sadness, and the release for our anxiety. This means when you feel that wave of worry coming, your first reflex should be to open the Quran. So many of us are disconnected from this divine source of calm. We need to do more. Just pick it up after your prayers, even if it's for a few verses. Read the words, think about what they mean, and feel the conversation happening between you and your Creator. When you read the Quran, it's as if Allah is speaking directly to you, reassuring you, guiding you, and calming your fears. Allah promises that truly in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. And what better way to remember Him than to engage with His own words? Memorizing even short surahs can feel like you're installing a protective shield around your heart. When the words of Allah are inside you, you feel a sense of strength and protection, knowing nothing can harm you unless Allah allows it. Make a sincere intention today to build a real, consistent relationship with the Quran. Don't see it as a chore, but as your main source of healing and peace. Let the words of Allah wash away your anxieties and fill your heart with a deep, lasting calm. Step 3, the prophetic weapon, the dua for worry and sadness. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who is the most beloved to Allah, also felt human emotions. He felt worry and he felt sadness, and he taught us the perfect weapon to fight them. I constantly highlight the power of a specific all-in-one prayer, dua, that the Prophet himself used to protect himself from these exact feelings. The dua is Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan wal-ajzi wal-kasal wal-bukhli wal-jubn wa dala'id dayni wa ghalabatir rijal. O Allah, I seek refuge in you from worry and sadness, from inability and laziness, from miserliness and cowardice, and from the burden of debt and being overpowered by men. Now look at how comprehensive this dua is. It doesn't just ask for relief from worry, it gets to the root causes and the things that come with it. Worry and sadness often make us feel paralyzed. That's the inability and laziness. By asking for protection from laziness, you're asking Allah for the strength to get up and tie your camel. Anxiety can also make us fearful and stingy. Miserliness and cowardice stop us from facing our problems and from being generous, which are two things that bring blessings and relief. This part of the dua asks Allah for the courage to face life head on. And finally, it hits two of the biggest stressors in life, the burden of debt and being overpowered by others. By making this dua a regular part of your day, saying it in the morning, in the evening, in your prayers, you are actively asking for Allah's protection from the entire ecosystem of anxiety. The simple act of raising your hands and admitting your vulnerability to Allah is a powerful form of worship that brings incredible relief. You're acknowledging that you can't handle this alone and showing that you rely completely on Him. Memorize this dua, understand what it means, and use this prophetic weapon to shield yourself from the attack of worry. The journey to overcome anxiety isn't about getting to a place where you never feel worried again. That's just not how this life works. Allah tells us we will be tested, and a little fear and uncertainty are part of that test. The real win, as I teach, is all about how we choose to respond. The solution isn't complicated, but it does take sincerity and consistency. It starts with that big shift in your mindset, freeing yourself by embracing tawakkul, doing your best, and leaving the rest to the best of planners. It's nourished by connecting daily with the ultimate source of healing, the Quran, and letting its words soothe your soul. And it's protected by the powerful weapon of dua, specifically the one our Prophet taught us to shield ourselves from worry and everything that comes with it. Allah doesn't want you to live in a state of constant fear. He has promised you ease. He has promised you that with every hardship there is relief. Trust His promise. Trust His plan. You were never created to carry the burden of the future by yourself. Hand your worries over to Him. Focus on worshiping Him right here in this moment and watch how He replaces your anxiety with a peace that is beyond all understanding. Your story is being written by the most merciful, and no matter what this chapter looks like right now, His plan is always the best plan. If this reminder was helpful for you, please consider sharing it with friends, family, or anyone you think might be struggling with the weight of worry. Let's spread this message of hope and peace. And in the comments below, share one thing you are grateful for today. Shifting our focus to gratitude is a powerful way to start finding that peace. Don't forget to subscribe for more reminders that can help you strengthen your faith and get through the challenges of life.